Good morning, guys. I hope you had a really good week one with online learning. We're going to roll right into week two with what I have put into your classroom for you. This week is going to be more on track with what we're learning within the class. It's not just going to be a video with some questions added to it. This week we're actually going to get into a little bit of metal technology and welding. So as y'all know, I'm sure that it's very hard to teach a shop class from the comfort of your home. It's hard to teach someone how to weld from the comfort of your home without having a machine in front of you and without having a place to go use that machine. So what I have done is we are going to treat this class as if you were in a CWI class, which is what I have gone through, a certified welding inspector class. So you're going to be learning more of the technical knowledge behind welding and not just the practical knowledge, actually putting your hands on the machine and actually using it. So what you're going to do is you're going to get some really good information on metallurgy, weld symbols, actual mechanics behind the machine, things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera around so that y'all can see the information that I've provided to you. So here is one of the things that I have provided to you. Now, in your Quizlet, you are not going to see all of this information being tested on. A lot of this, as you can see, these are the notes that I provided for y'all. A lot of this information is chemistry stuff. And when we talk about metallurgy, we have to take into account that chemistry is a big portion of that. When we look at that periodic table of elements, we have to think that all of the things that we are using in this in welding come from that periodic table of elements. So you can use this stuff, but I'm pretty sure that a lot of you have already been tested over this. So I didn't want it to be a repeat of that. So I'm going to scroll through. Y'all are more than welcome to look through this. Hey, maybe it'll help you with your chemistry. You never know. But here are some different things that totally relate to chemistry. Totally. I'm looking for, here's something that is both, but still it has to do with metallurgy. When we talk about these crystalline structures, here are the different crystalline structures at the atomic level. Here are those same crystalline structures that we would talk about in like in a CWI class, but that's getting a little too in depth for online learning where y'all can't. It's just a little too much. I would like to do that more in class, but this does give you some of what those different crystal structures look like. There's body-centered, hexagonal, and cubic closet packed. Anyway. Here's some different things where it talks about classification of metals, alkali earth, alkaline earth, and transition. We're going to continue to move on through that, though. Some of these, though, are in your Quizlet. Where we're talking about metals, metalloids, non-metals. Again, we're still talking about chemistry, but some of these properties of metals, excuse me, these are in your Quizlet when we talk about these right here. Then it goes into each one of them. I'm going to move past those. Corrosion, alloys, mechanical properties. Some of these are in your Quizlet because it's basically vocabulary. Torsion strength, ductility, toughness, brittleness, hardness. We use there's a test that we do in welding inspection called a Brinell hardness test, where you actually take like a little round ball and you punch it onto the metal, and the indentation you actually you can gauge the indentation and actually find out how hard that metal is. But anyway, I don't want to make this too long, this video, because again, it's not, from what I'm telling you in the video, it's not going to be that I'm explaining just a ton, because most of this is going to be vocab. So it just kind of gives you the information. So if you hear these things later on in life, you know what they are. But one thing that I did want to make sure that you are aware of, and there's actually a few of them in this vocab, but ferrous metals and non-ferrous metals, going back to chemistry, this right here is your biggest thing when we talk about chemistry, or when we talk about ferrous metal. Chemical symbol for iron is Fe, right? So a ferrous metal includes iron, okay? So if you're talking about, like when we get into stainless steel, if you're talking about ferritic stainless steel, that is the only type of stainless steel that is magnetic. So if you're testing, if you can weld by a normal, when I say normal, by the means that you have learned on stainless steel, put a magnet on it. If it sticks, you can weld with it. If you can't, then you got to use something else. But that's ferritic steel and ferrous metal and non-ferrous metal. Like right there, it says can be welded but takes specific precautions and techniques, not magnetic. Those are your non-ferrous metals. And there's your stainless steels, the different types: austenitic, ferritic, and martensitic, and those are in your vocab. These I didn't talk about in your Quizlet, but you can look through them. They're just different shapes of different types of steel. A spark test. There's a really good video out there if you really wanted to see this on YouTube. You could just go to spark test of different steels. You can see medium carbon, mild, stainless, wrought iron, and these are what the actual spark would look like coming off of there. So one more thing that I'm going to go through real quick, your vocabulary handout. You can look through here and find the things that are on your Quizlet based off of this. This will be a great way to do your Quizlet once you have looked through the practice test, or the not practice test, but the practice information that I gave you. Guys, there's week 2. Please go ahead and go to it. I've included the link. All you got to do is click on it, and it will take you right to where you need to go. So I hope y'all have a great week. If you have any questions, remember, I am on every day, 8 to 9 in the morning, and 9 to 10 in the morning and 3 to 4 in the afternoon. So y'all are able to come and ask me questions based off of what you are having to do in your classroom. So y'all have a great day. I look forward to hearing from you.